there's no turning back.
Assalamu alaikum to my subscribers and friends. I just want to let you know that this past weekend, March 22nd and 23rd, I participated in my first, what I would say, discussion and debate. The discussion that took place on, or let's say discussion slash debate. It was sort of like a debate, but the topic was really what I would consider not a debate because it was about my experience on why I chose to leave Christianity and accept Islam, and my opponent was why he left Islam and accepted Christianity. So it was really more or less based on personal experiences, but it did sort of become a debate, but I still don't consider that an official debate because it was about our personal experience. And then on Sunday, I debated David Wood on the subject on did Jesus rise from the dead? And on Saturday, it was Nabil Qureshi. And I'm making this in response to James White, who was the moderator for the debate on Sunday. Now, as you see in the video, he says that he'll never do that again. And I agree, James White, don't ever be a moderator again because you are terrible at it. You see? And the conflict that we had, of which he tried to make these personal attacks upon me in his video, was that during the question and answer portion, it was myself and Sami Zatari who debated afterwards with Nabil Qureshi on who was Jesus. So it was the four debaters, two on one side, two on the other, and James White being the moderator. He's the moderator. He's not one of the debaters. So therefore, the questions are directed to us and it's our job to answer. Even if he knows the answer, whatever, you're a moderator. Stay out of it. You see? So this woman comes up and tries to put a question to him so he can answer. And we're like, no, he's not part of the debate. And he takes this pompous, arrogant attitude. Oh, I know they don't want me to get in the Greek. Look, James, like I told you that night, I don't really give a darn about what you know about your Greek. Because the facts that we present, your Greek won't matter, buddy. Okay, Mr. Greek scholar, supposed Greek scholar, I really don't care, like I told you. All right? And then, so instead of acknowledging, when I came up to him, I told him that's where my problem was, that he tried to jump into this when he's not part of the debate. He's the moderator. So he wanted to avoid that and jump into a part of the discussion between the participants of the debate about the similarities between Christianity and paganism. David Wood quoted some scholar I never heard of that, oh, of course, to David, he's the best. He's the top scholar on the subject, and says that the pagan beliefs that supposedly are similar to Christianity did not come about until 200, the second century. I'm like, really? Wow. All these other writings that I've seen and read say that there are these pagan beliefs that are similar. That was my point, James, that they were similar to Christianity, very similar at that. I didn't say they had to be exactly the same. So we mentioned about Osiris and Mithra and things like that. So when I came to James afterward, he didn't want to acknowledge that he was wrong about his position as the moderator. He goes into, do you know Greek? And I know that he's been doing that all weekend. Do you know Greek? Do you know Greek? Do you know Greek? Right? So instead of acknowledging that, he gets into the thing about Osiris. You see? And he says on his video that I gave him these stupid answers. Really, really, James? Really stupid answers? Well, let's see, James. Let's see what the facts say. Again, my favorite book that I kept quoting all weekend, The Jesus Mysteries, but I got more for you, Mr. White. Let's see, who's stupid? Now, you claim that what we did repels you from Christianity because we have no regard for the truth. Sir, every source I quoted, I sincerely believe that the books that I read are telling me the truth. Why would I read them if I believe them to be false? So for you to say that I have no regard for the truth, sir, it just really is just bogus, okay? Every book that I quoted or source that I quoted it because I believe it to be telling me the truth, okay? So don't give me this no regard for truth. And by the way, what you guys did further repels me from Christianity. You and your pompous arrogance, David Wood and his arrogance. There was a portion of our debate when I mentioned the credentials of the authors of this book. And he comes up with this arrogance, this typical Anglo-American Western arrogance that, well, they learned from the Middle East or somewhere, so therefore, their degree is really a minor degree compared to, his Anglo-American Western degree. You see, and that's the arrogance of the Anglo-American that I talked about that disgusted me with Christianity. And even the church that we were in, I haven't been to church in so long, but when I went to church, I remembered why I left. All these pictures of this fake Caucasian God man that they have all over the place, plastered all over the place, reminded me, yep, I'm glad I left this place with this pagan, fake Caucasian God man everywhere in my face. You see? So, and on top of that, Nabil also, you see, we had our debate on, our discussion or slash debate on Saturday, and I talked about the bigotry of Christianity and Christians that disgusted me. You see, their racism, the promotion of white supremacy. And then Nabil comes on Sunday, and he's getting frustrated in the debate with Sami Zatari, and he begins to mock the Arabic accent of Sami. So I said, yep, well, there it is. I said, there it is. There it is. That's what disgusts me about Christianity. So, Mr. White, you, all three of you, further repel me from your fake Caucasian God-man belief in Jesus, sir. Okay? Now, again, let's read. Okay? Now, if these people are wrong, then if my source is wrong, then I want you to debate Peter Gandy and Timothy Freckie then, okay? If that's the case. But here's what they read. And again, I'm quoting my sources because I believe them to be true, not because I believe them to be false. So it says on page 5, the more they studied the various versions of the myth of Osiris and Dionysus, the more it became obvious that the story of Jesus had all the characteristics of this perennial tale. Event by event, we found we were able to construct Jesus' supposed biography from mythic motifs previously relating to Osiris and Dionysus. Osiris, Dionysus, is God made flesh, the Savior and Son of God. Well, it's the same thing you said about Jesus, right? His father is God, and his mother is a mortal virgin. He is born in a cave or humble cowshed on December 25th before 3 shepherds. He offers his followers the chance to be born again through the rites of baptism. He miraculously turns water into wine at a marriage ceremony. He rides triumphantly into town on a donkey while people wave palm leaves to honor him. He dies at Easter time as a sacrifice for the sins of the world. After his death, he ascends to hell. Then on the 3rd day, he rises from the dead and ascends to heaven in glory. Sir, if this is wrong, then don't blame me, then blame them. Okay? So is that not very similar to Jesus? So yeah, he says, I gave stupid answers. Well, who's the stupid one now, Mr. White? Okay? And then further proof that whoever David Wood quoted, it can't be the top scholar if he's going to say that those beliefs didn't come about until the 2nd century. Well, what is this then? How come your early church fathers don't seem to say that? Okay? Here, again, although surprisingly to us now, to writers of the first few centuries, these similarities between the new Christian religion and the ancient mysteries were extremely obvious. Pagan critics of Christianity, such as the satirist Celsus, complained that this recent religion was nothing more than a pale reflection of their own ancient teachings. Early church fathers, such as Justin Martyr, Tertullian, Irenaeus, and again, these Greek names, I really don't care how they pronounce anyway, were understandably disturbed and resorted to the desperate claim that these similarities were the result of diabolical mimicry. Using one of the most absurd arguments ever advanced, they accused the devil of plagiarism by anticipation, by deviously copying the true story of Jesus before it had actually happened in an attempt to misguide the gullible. Is that what you believe, James? Is that what you believe, like your early church fathers, sir? You see? So to tell me that I gave these stupid answers, sir, I think you're the one that's stupid. Let's see, the other book, another one. The book your church doesn't want you to read. The similarities between Krishna and Christ. And Krishna was believed in before Jesus, Mr. White, Mr. Greek scholar, right? Both are held to be really God incarnate. Both were incarnated and born of a woman. The mother in each case was a holy virgin. The father of each was a carpenter. Both were of royal descent. Each had the divine title of Savior. Both were without sin. Both were crucified. Both were crucified between 2 thieves. That sounds, well, there it is, sir. So who's stupid? I got another book for you.